Not so long ago, I was speaking to a solicitor who told me that he sent out an email to a list of people who just made general inquiries some time ago. He couldn't even tell me exactly when it was, but basically he sent out an email, and what happened was that someone opened that email, read it, and decided to give him a cheque for £35,000 to do some legal work. Now, email addresses from people are a license to print money. Why is this? Well, the reason this is because when you send an email out, what you're basically doing is putting something that someone wants to buy in front of them. It's as simple as that. It's an ordering system. If you don't have a list of email addresses from prospects and clients, and you're not emailing them out regular, good information that's useful, not just buy this, buy that, information that is useful, information that's relevant, information that people like and they trust from you, then if you're teaching people through emails and you're also offering to solve their problems, you actually have an ordering system. Now, the most important thing, therefore, is to make sure that you collect everyone's email address that you possibly can who might, at any point, want your services in the future. Now, remember, when you put them on an email list, you can put them on until they buy or they die. There's no reason to take them off. They can always unsubscribe themselves if they want to. The other great thing about emails is that you can get them to forward on to other people, so that can exponentially grow your list if you're providing that good content. Now, make sure on your website, everywhere in fact, whether you're doing seminars, whether people are coming in to see you, make sure you grab email addresses. And the thing you also want to do is make sure you're sending out relevant information. Now, if it's taking you a long time to come up with a newsletter, an email newsletter, and you don't know where to go to get an email newsletter piece of software, you don't know what content to get, in fact, you really just don't want to spend a long time coming up with an email newsletter, but you like the idea of someone sending you £30,000 or more, then you need to find another way of doing something. Now, there is a gentleman called Joe Reevy who runs a business called Words for Business. He has several hundred law firms using his excellent content to send out to prospective clients. But what's even better about it is that Joe has this system that allows you to create an email newsletter in just 5 minutes or less. Now, if you can't spend 5 minutes or less creating an email newsletter, then that's a shame, because it's a very, very good way of making money. But I was talking to Joe the other day, and he has a very clever email newsletter tool. In fact, let's just say that you are a solicitor and you have a good relationship with the accountants in your firm. Imagine if you could send out to the accountants list of email addresses relevant legal information and interesting stuff to their client base and co-brand it with that actual firm and your firm. So what you're basically doing is you're doing the heavy lifting for an accountancy firm that takes you 5 minutes, and you can put their logo on it and put your logo on it, and you can do them a favor, because I probably bet they aren't sending out email newsletters. So you can acquire their clients, which they have spent lots and lots of money, time and effort on, to come over to you for your legal services. So if you've got partners out there and you want to do them a joint branded newsletter, then Joe Reevy at Words for Business is your man for that. Now, it sounds like I'm doing an advert for Joe, but I'm not doing an advert for Joe. It's just basically I like services which make things really easy for you to make money. Of course, it's great if you want to write all your own newsletter. Of course, if you're working in a niche where only you're the expert, that's great. You write that newsletter, and a newsletter doesn't have to be long. It can just be that, a simple couple of paragraphs. As you know, my newsletters aren't that long. Most of them now are running into video. It only takes me a few minutes to put my newsletter together, but then that's how I make thousands and thousands of pounds from law firms who sign me up to do stuff for them. So it works for me, and I'm pretty much sure it will work for you too. So I'm sorry sometimes to hark on about the same old subjects, but if you want a cash generating ordering system, send out emails on a regular basis of good and relevant information. I hope you check out Joe Reevy's Words for Business if you haven't got your own system in place to send out emails, or you can go out and get something called MailChimp, which allows you to send out 1,000 emails for free, and you can track all that as well, and they have lots and lots of templates you can use. There's many ways of doing these things. And one small tip as well. If you want to automate your email newsletter, i.e. if you don't want to even have to think about it, why don't you just set up 10 non-time specific emails that go out to give people 10 tips on something? You can do that as long as they're not time specific. You can basically put the email addresses into a list, and those people can go out and they can get information from you on a regular basis without you even having to think about it. The true set and forget email newsletter. And if you want to check out a sample of that, I probably put one down on the link somewhere below in the email I just sent to you, where you can just sign up to an email sequence which I've set up practically a couple of years ago now, and it just basically pops out once every couple of weeks just to keep you inside my herd, trying to keep you loyal to my newsletter. So that's it. Thanks very much for listening and for watching, and I hope that will help you get more money from your list of email addresses that you're going to be building up over the next few months and years. Boyd Butler, Great Legal Marketing. And also thanks for watching the random video there of my dog swimming in the River Thames down near Pangbourne. Thanks for watching.